Today we're doing a blind reacts video, so let's get started. Let's see how this works.
Once the video ends or I stop it, then you tell me who you think is talking and what they're talking about or why they would be talking about this subject.
Okay.
So, Jordan, I know you're a big fan of video games. Have you ever played Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yeah, I played it a few times. It's definitely a classic game. I remember playing it as a kid.
Yeah, it's definitely a classic. But have you ever thought about the deeper meaning behind the game? Do you think there's something more to it than just a game about a hedgehog running around collecting rings?
Well, I think, like most things, it can be interpreted in different ways. But one thing I do think is that it's a story about an individual who has a goal and fights against adversity to achieve it. It's a classic hero's journey.
Yeah, that's definitely a big part of it. But what do you think is the bigger message behind Sonic? Is there something deeper there?
I think the message is about taking personal responsibility, using your own abilities to make the world a better place and standing up against oppression and fighting for freedom.
Right, I think that's something a lot of people can relate to. You think there's any symbolism behind the fact that Sonic is a hedgehog? I mean, hedgehogs are known for being prickly and difficult to approach, but also fiercely protective of their young.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a part of it. I think the hedgehog aspect of Sonic represents the idea that we all have a protective instinct and that it's important to use that instinct to defend what's important to us.
Do you think there's something more to it than just a game about a hedgehog running around collecting rings?
Come on, it's a blue hedgehog with red sneakers. It's not exactly the most original concept, you know? Now, I know some of you Sonic fans out there might be getting defensive, but hear me out. I'm not saying that Sonic is a terrible game. I'm just saying that it's not for me.
Interesting perspective. Thanks for sharing it with us, Jordan. It's always fascinating to hear your thoughts on these things.
No problem, Joe. It's always a pleasure to be on your show.
It's Joe Rogan interviewing Jordan Peterson. I mean, there's very few people who can use the English language as precisely as he does. How close? Yeah, I was pretty close. But I'm guessing, I doubt he's ever seen Sonic the Hedgehog. I could be wrong, but my guess is Dr. Peterson probably doesn't know that game. So the fact that he would be able to analyze it sociologically and mythologically, yeah, this has got to be AI. Not seeing it, I mean, I can't, it's hard to tell. Just from a creative aspect, it opens a lot of doors. Now, I don't know, if you use somebody else's, speaking style, I mean, that's no different than an art style, right? I mean, I think that's just from that creative standpoint. Number one, it opens up a lot of stuff. You can do things that you wouldn't be able to do. You wouldn't be able to have these two people on, but then there's copyright. So just getting into that sort of legal, but I think from a creative standpoint, it's interesting that you would be able to do all of this. But I also think that the opportunity to fake has a lot of potential that it could be disturbing to the degree that somebody could get away with something really, really nefarious. On the other hand, we're so addicted to the news. We're so addicted to what other people are telling us about what's going on and what to think about it. Given the right fake and message, I can see potential harm. Well, it was fun. I never thought I'd hear an analysis of Sonic the Hedgehog from a hero's journey perspective, but there we go. Thank you for joining us. And again, if you like this video and want to see more, click on one of the links. Well, that was better. Yeah.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to help me understand clips for more content on artificial intelligence and technology.